Hi, welcome to my channel. And today we're going to see about Google Doodle's logo of March 22nd, 2018. The name of the scientist who were displayed on that day was KATSUKO Saruhashi from Japan, who is a geochemist. So KATSUKO Saruhashi turned radioactive fallout into scientific legacy. Today's Google Doodle, that is 22nd March, celebrates a geochemist who would have turned 98 years old by Rachel Bricker, that is on March 22nd, 2018. Today's Google Doodle celebrates Japanese geochemist KATSUKO Saruhashi, whose research helped reveal the insidious spread of radioactive fallout from US nuclear testing ground in Pacific. If she were still alive, today would have been her 98th birthday. In 1957, Saruhashi became first woman to receive PhD in chemistry in Japan, and that was the logo displayed on March 22nd. Her work focused on measuring the molecules in seawater like carbon dioxide, oxygen, and also radioactive molecules like cesium-137. Just 12 years before she received PhD, United States dropped atomic bomb that devastated the city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and US continued to unleash a torrent of radioactive fallout in Pacific as it tested bigger and bigger bombs. By 1958, the US has exploded 67 nuclear devices around Marshall Islands, leaving a long legacy of contamination behind. Saruhashi worked at Central Meteorological Observatory in Tokyo to develop more scientific methods of measuring radioactive fallout. It was a challenging task, says Togishiro Higuchi, a historian at Georgetown University and experts on Cold War science. The amount of fallout that we are talking about is really tiny, and then we are talking about the vast ocean here, he says. Saruhashi and her colleagues discovered that fallout didn't disperse evenly in the ocean. The concentration of radioactive cesium near Japan, for example, were much higher than the concentration along west coast of US. The team proposed that high levels were because Japan is downstream of Pacific Ocean testing ground. Downstream means it is in direction in which the test took place, but others suspect that measurement might be off. Higuchi says there was a controversy over her argument that radioactive fallout in seawater was more than what they used to think. To settle the dispute, US Atomic Energy Commission funded lab swap. Saruhashi took a 6 month leave of absence from her work at Central Meteorological Observatory in Japan and visited Scripps Institute of Oceanography. There, she and oceanographer Ted Folsom compared their methods and discovered that Saruhashi's technique was spot on. The two teams method produced almost identical result. Saruhashi worked to support female scientists and in 1958 co-founded the Society of Japanese Women Scientists, which pushed for nuclear disarmament and peace. She was very conscious of the social responsibility of scientists in general. Taguchi says Saruhashi died in 2007, but she left behind a legacy of scientific research, including an award called Saruhashi Prize for Top Natural Scientists who are women. She was a trial blaster. Blaster means a person who does for the first time in general. This is a story. World War II experience. Saruhashi was born in Tokyo 1920 to Kuniharu and Kuno Saruhashi. As a child, she was often described as a shy and introverted little girl. Young Saruhashi sat in primary school watching raindrops slide down a window and wondered what made it rain. Saruhashi had passion for education that was also supported by her mother after their shared experience of Second World War. She was convinced that women needed to acquire technical knowledge to gain independence. She attained Toho University, then known as Imperial Women's College of Science, and graduated in 1943, first doctorate. While studying, Saruhashi met someone who would become her future mentor. Miyaki Yasuo offered her position at Meteorological Research Institute. During that time, she had the opportunity to study carbon dioxide level in seawater. Now everyone is concerned about carbon dioxide, but at that time nobody was, she said. When she started, she had to design her own technique for measuring the gas. She showed that the Pacific Ocean releases about twice as much as carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere as it absorbs, meaning it could not help combat climate changes. For her work, she became the first woman to be awarded doctorate in chemistry from University of Tokyo in 1957. Nuclear bombs. Saruhashi and her team were also recognized for being part of first group in world to look into the effects of bombs tested by US and Soviet Union in world's atmosphere. She discovered that radioactive risks reached the coast of Japan. She was one of the first to research on issue of nuclear testing. Her evidence was later used to stop those governments from performing nuclear tests. Despite her pioneering work, Saruhashi is almost never cited in Western debates on climate change or danger of radiation testing. She died on September 29, 2007 at the age of 87. Recognition. Saruhashi was the first woman to be awarded doctorate degree in chemistry from the University of Tokyo 1957. She was first woman to be celebrated as a member of Science Council of Japan, country's Parliament of Science in 1980. She was first woman to receive Miyake Prize for the geochemist in 1985, and she established her own prize as well as known as Saruhashi Prize, which recognized the female scientists who act as mentors and role models for younger female scientists. I wanted to highlight the capabilities of women scientists. Until now, those capabilities have been secret under the surface. She was quoted saying, 1993, she won Tanaka Prize from the Society of Seawater Science. And also in 2015, the latest Saruhashi Prize was given to Kiko Tori for her work on mechanism of cell-cell communication and stomatal development in plants. When she retired, that is Saruhashi, her co-workers gifted 5 million, and that was a fund she used to bring the Association for the Bright Future of Women Scientists in 1980.